Welcome back into the TheKeys411 show. And sometimes, the door opens.
Yeah.
And then people just walk into your life.
Well, a lot of people know that, they know
the code.
The code, right.
But that's to the station, not to our lives.
No, right. So, we're fine when the people walk in because we know that,
if they have the code.
It's a secret society to begin with.
Yeah, so there's no need to there's no password to ask them. Like, who goes there?
I honestly believe that we need to have, like, when the door opens, it's like a showcase, like lights and sounds go off, so it's like an introduction already.
Like we should just make theme music for everybody that could possibly walk through the door.
Yeah,
we should just have interest music.
Program button behind, but right
bring
outside,
the road in,
and you push number 1 if you're Sweet G, and as soon as you open the door, your theme plays. Oh, I love it.
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to, probably make an intro for our new guest.
I may need you to back up just a hair, B.
Okay.
This is for our clip version. Sure. I gotta make sure I can get this guy's mug in.
How's that?
And then
you tell me.
So JD, you move forward a little bit that way.
I don't need to be.
But welcome to the Keys411 show. This is our first time meeting the guy. We've had great conversation off the air. JD.
I love.
Hello,
listening
how
to
you
JD.
doing?
JD, we listened to you.
His science stuff is great.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
that's my favorite segment of the morning show.
Yeah, kind of religiously now, in a sense that we follow you. So when we're getting set up and on our way in, as soon as we hit, I forget what mile
I have
marker
followers.
At least 2, brother.
That's good to know.
Yeah, no, definitely. We definitely enjoy your mix that you do in the morning with your talk and the news, what that goes along with it.
I try. It's nice to be appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, and your co-host, I'm sorry.
Lisa,
that's right.
All right, so you got this,
Lisa
right?
Booker.
Yeah, lovely Lisa.
Not to interrupt, I'm going to cameraman
great
while you
voice.
talk. So you guys this is your show right now, baby.
All right.
Get to know.
It's good to have you on board. I like you guys. What you do.
Right.
Welcome to the to the island of misfit toys.
Well, we seem to fit in. Not we're not as crazy as some of the other shows that are on, but I think with your show we fit in, and it's important because your guys' show it's every Sunday morning
At 10 a.m.
10 a.m. starts at 10.
That's correct.
And you guys basically talk. Did it morph from science talk into?
No, the original idea that got us started was I was tired of turning on cable news and seeing the exact same thing on every news station all day long, 24 hours a day. And then this was, so I wanted to do a news show because I knew, as being a nerd who read lots of, read past the first page,
right,
and that there was a lot of other stuff to cover.
Sure.
So I started this show where I would cover these other stories, and I'd added in the stupid criminal stuff to make it a little more lighthearted. But I wanted to cover, there was lots of other fascinating stuff going on in the world, and I thought, for people who are not like me, who are not nerds that read deep into stuff all the time and are out actually having lives and whatnot, and wanted to just catch up on the news once a week.
Sure.
And they certainly don't need me to repeat for them what's already on cable news. So I would just have a show that, shared some other stuff that was going on in the world real quick.
Well, you definitely fill it in perfect, man. It's one of those things where...
thank you. That's what she said.
Yeah. You definitely fill in those gaps, where the news is needed, man. And you're absolutely right. It's one of those things where you want the same old news. We can all tune in to the regular TV and get the same stuff.
You can
every
turn
channel.
on the TV randomly at any point during the day and hear whatever story of the day.
No, for sure.
Is.
And I agree with you on about getting the exposure, just kind of, in a sense, key weird style, or whatever the topic may be. You elaborate in your own manner. You don't kind of follow the traditional news format in a sense of just giving the the standard stuff. So. That's why I get intrigued listening to your guys' show is because
thank you.
Yeah, because it's intriguing. It's one of those things where it keeps me listening. The topics are great, they're fresh, and you and your co-host have great camaraderie with each other. She sounds great, you sound great, both radio personalities, no doubt. So
we have no idea what we're doing. I'm not going to lie.
That's the best.
Well, you play it very well because I tell Webb, man, sometimes, man, we got to come in after these guys. Like,
there's times we're setting up.
Do a show.
There's times we're setting up. I go, oh man, did you hear that?
Yeah, no, seriously, right?
What is that? We got to top that.
No, for sure.
Hey, real quick, I'm behind the scenes right now, doing this directing or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm having it's tricking my mind. I feel like Adam Sandler's sitting over there with a beard. JD reminds me of Adam Sandler a lot.
Adam Sandler?
He looks like Adam Sandler a lot on the screen.
And don't take the...
don't take it the wrong way.
Well, the person I'm about to say, hopefully, that's not offensive. Hopefully, some people might take Adam Sandler as offense. But more of a David Blaine. With the beard.
Blaine,
with the
wow.
beard.
Do you levitate JD?
Right. Well, I'm a fan of the David Blaine, not his recent accusations that have been with.
I didn't hear.
Not a lot of people have. He's been able to keep that stuff under the wraps.
Well,
magic.
Yeah, magic. Right. No, but
wow.
yeah, for sure.
So,
but we all sport the beard.
Just to be clear, I am not either of those people. Is anyone at home?
As he pulls the rabbit out of his front
crazy nice. So. Yeah. Before that, we come back on there when we brought JD on, we were talking about the mystical Wisteria Island. So start over, JD.
How do you start over?
It's a really long story.
No,
the blue paper has extensively covered it, but just a quick summary for those of you who don't already know the story.
Listening outside here.
So, one gentleman wanted to buy the island. It's an undeveloped island. He wanted to develop it, turn it into whatever stupid theme park for the rich.
Right.
And so he approached the state of Florida, and they said, "Sure, we'll sell it to you." And they did. They sold it to him. They took his money. And now there were people living out there on the island, as we all know. They're still living out there. Various people living out there in their little anarchist community, enjoying their own life, not hurting anybody most of the time. Right. And the people who own the blue paper, Arno and Naja, were at the time anyway, knew many of them. I don't know if they still do, and they felt a certain protectiveness of them, and so they decided to investigate this and see what the deal was was the state of Florida legal to be selling it, because as far as anybody knew, that belonged to the Navy. The Navy built that island.
Wow.
It's not a naturally occurring island. It's a fill island.
And for everybody that doesn't know which island we're talking about, if you've ever been to Key West out to the Sunset Pier, it's not the one with all the houses on it.
Where Oprah lives and all them.
Yeah.
And Latitudes is the rich people island.
Right, but right to
it's
the
an
right
eye shot.
of that.
It's an eye shot of all this, right?
Right to the right.
To the right of that is Wisteria Island, where the anarchists live.
Yeah. Okay.
What a juxtaposition.
A nice poetic juxtaposition there off the coast.
Skid Row, Beverly Hills, right there.
How dare I
eat a tale of two islands.
Filet mignon staring at these peasants.
So they looked into it because like I said, everybody, as far as anybody knew, the Navy had built that island and had never sold it to anyone. And they researched it, and it turned out the Navy had not sold it to the state of Florida. The Navy had no record of it being sold. In fact, the Navy couldn't even find the deed. And so there was a court case, and the state of Florida could not find the deed and could not find a record of a sale. And apparently they had no legitimate right. And they've gone back and forth in the courts several times. The developer, he keeps trying to sue and get him, because he spent money. He wants, if I spent all this money, then therefore it's my island. Right. And the government, he keeps losing all these court cases one after another, where they say no, and then for a while it was unclear if anyone owned it, and finally the courts have said that the island is under the jurisdiction of the federal government through parks. And
now
but that's again being challenged yet again.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to sell it then if it's for the parks.
No,
I'm a real estate agent, and if the government wants to list through me, I would gladly take the listing.
Right,
I will list it with Key Colony Beach Realty.
Oh man, but could you imagine though being a developer and putting all that money down? You got your plans, all that money.
I don't feel bad for him. He's fine. He's doing just fine. He's not hurting.
No. Well, I'm saying that
he's got millions and billions of dollars to spend on an island because of his other islands and
this radio station was won and lost in a poker game.
Right?
Exactly. If you come down to the Keys, you're throwing the dice, baby.
It's like this radio station, right? We've heard stories about people winning the radio station from different events
on the river. They had a 7-2 in the hole. One with a full.
I believe it was a duel. There was a duel at high noon
on
Wisteria Island, actually.
And Hamilton and Burr.
And Gary came out on top. Well, it wasn't so much he came out on top as that the other guy was drunker. and passed out, and so by default, Gary won the radio station.
His gunpowder got wet or something.
Oh my gosh!
Misfire.
And the worst thing of that whole skit is it could be true.
There's really no way of knowing.
There's no way. It's just once again, it's one of those stories you're just like only in the Keys, that you're gonna have those type of stories. Hey, no, I'll sell you. I got a bridge. No way. Got a bridge too.
It's 7 miles long.
Right.
It's 7 miles long. It could be yours.
There's no traffic on this one. Traffic's on the other one.
Yeah. That's why it's discounted.
It's discounted. It's segmented. And there's a tree on it.
There's a tree on it. There's a tree on it.
There is some vegetation.
Right.
So you guys have plug your podcast, bro.
Oh, a podcast. If you like our morning show, you particularly like the stupid criminal segment and the science news segment.
I do.
And because the other segments are about, this is what's happening right now and is timely. So we took just the stupid criminal segment and the science news segment, put them together, created a podcast called Stupid Science. And anywhere you download podcasts, you should be able to download Stupid Science.
Nice.